just tossed it to me. I'm feeling a little bit verklempt here. I don't know what to say. This beautiful woman, the most beautiful face in all of professional wrestling, standing beside me. Well, Chastity, I have a surprise for you.
What's that?
Tonight we have got, do you hear it? Caleb Conley.
Caleb Conley.
The current PWX heavyweight champion. Who's he taking on? Your buddy from old Burlington, North Carolina.
Taking on Andrew Everett, formerly known as the Chiva Kid.
Folks, that matchup is going to be explosive, high-flying, and it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun. You've got that coming up on Midnight Mayhem.
I am Andrew Everett, the premier high flyer in the Southeast, and I dare say, the face of this planet. I've given myself many hashtags, many names, the epitome of aerial perfection, the apex of agility, and I am just that, aerial perfection.
Hello, party animals. Let me be the first to tell you, if you run out of beer at a party, it's not uncouth to start drinking fucking. I got it, okay. Hello, party animals. I'm Zane Rye to tell you, if you're ever in the predicament where you run out of alcohol, it's not uncouth to drink the mouthwash. You stay shitty.
Welcome to Midnight Mayhem. Andrew Everett, the man formerly known as Chiva Kid, accompanied to the ring by the American Tiger, a man that we saw 2 weeks ago on Midnight Mayhem. The American Tiger taking on Jake Manning. Andrew Everett in his debut match on Midnight Mayhem. Folks, this is going to be a high-flying matchup. He is taking on the current PWX heavyweight champion, Caleb Conley, the Midnight Sun. Now, we've seen Caleb Conley before when we partnered up with WrestleForce. Now, Caleb Conley is a high flyer, a very flashy wrestler. Andrew Everett is a high flyer and very flashy wrestler. Folks, I am guaranteeing you that you're going to see some fireworks tonight. We're going to have some fun, exciting stuff going down in the middle of that ring tonight. And it's all because of these two men, and it's for that PWX Heavyweight Championship. Caleb Conley, the Midnight Sun, making his way to the ring. And look at that, even getting into the ring. Caleb Conley amazes. I can't do that. I sure can't do that. Caleb Conley is ready to start this matchup. Andrew Everett gathering his thoughts, thinking about how he's going to take on this champion who's taken on the likes of Kevin Steen. Caleb Conley took on Kevin Steen a couple months ago. Now, we're going to show you that match in a few weeks on Midnight Mayhem. Folks, these two men, a varied pedigree. Chiva Kid, maybe made famous a couple years ago at the National Day of Wrestling. Chiva Kid pulled off a beautiful double moonsault. He wrestles out of Burlington, North Carolina with CWF. Chastity Taylor knows him. Brad Stutz knows him. Andrew Everett has got the it factor when it comes to in-ring work. So does Caleb Conley. Now, folks, these two men have not matched up on this show before, and I'm guaranteeing you, folks, you're not going to want to miss this matchup. Caleb Conley looking at the fans. Now, a very mixed reaction coming from the PWX fans for their PWX heavyweight champion. I don't know if the fans are completely behind this championship run by Caleb Conley. I'm not sure if it's maybe he's just too darn good looking, or maybe it's those leopard print trunks that he's wearing right now. The fans are not completely 100% behind Caleb Conley. Now let's get this match underway, folks. Andrew Everett feeling out his opponent, and they are going for a strong collar elbow tie-up. Going straight, Caleb Conley taking down Andrew Everett. Everett figuring out a way to sit out of that, going straight for the armbar. And folks, this matchup, look at Caleb right there trying to go for a fireman's carry, but having to dump him off because Andrew Everett maybe has scouted out Caleb's game plan going into this matchup. Andrew Everett, the Chiva Kid, going straight for a front headlock right there. Folks, this matchup is going to be fantastic. If you want to find us on Facebook, go to www.facebook.com/MidnightMayhemCW21. You're going to find out all the latest updates on Midnight Mayhem and all of our subsidiaries. You're going to find out, you're going to see all the great video things that we post week after week. You're going to get to see all of the Zane Riley Memoirs of a Manimal, my personal favorite part of Midnight Mayhem so far. This matchup starting off kind of grounded here. Andrew Everett getting thrown. And it looks like Caleb Conley going straight for an armbar, an MMA-like armbar. But Andrew Everett grabbing his hands, blocking that armbar. He may have watched a few UFC matches to learn. And it looks like Caleb has got the armbar synced in. But Everett, knowing his place in the ring, by a toe, he was able to get that rope break. Caleb Conley with a clean break. These two men still in the part of the matchup where they're making sure the opponent, trying to see what the other opponent is made out of. Nice shot, a collegiate style wrestling shot right there, and it looks like Caleb Conley, there he goes. He finally gets that fireman's carry in, and Andrew Everett, too quick, and jumps out at one. Going for a standing wrist lock right now. And it looks like maybe Andrew Everett able to reverse that, a counter maneuver. And Caleb Conley thinking, you know, if you want to counter something, I'm going to counter something as well. Look at that beautiful maneuver that Caleb Conley just did. Able to counter it straight to a standing wrist lock back on Andrew Everett. Everett showing, you know, you showed some flash. I'm going to show some flash, and I'm going to counter it my own way. The Chiva Kid, as he used to be known, one of the more fantastical wrestlers we've had on Midnight Mayhem, able to kip up out of that and going for a straight drop toe hold. And there you go, folks. He is showing off to the fans. Now, I don't know if perhaps ego can come into play in this matchup. Maybe the egos of both of these men. We see that they're flashy wrestlers, high-risk wrestlers, kind of flashy. Look at that, just sweeping the leg out from under him, going for the pin attempt. Andrew Everett jumping over the leg sweep from Caleb Conley, and Caleb Conley getting caught in the head scissors, and Conley is taken down. Andrew Everett with a beautiful drop kick. Caleb Conley gathering his wits, going outside, figuring out what's going on, sitting in the audience. This is what you get from a Midnight Mayhem matchup, especially with the great folks at PWX Wrestling. You get to see a lot of fan interaction. Caleb Conley blocking the high-risk maneuver by Andrew Everett. Andrew Everett trying to fight out of it. Look at that, Andrew Everett just doing a backflip, folks. He's getting out of it with a backflip. Wow, how awesome is that? Caleb Conley off the ropes. Andrew Everett trying to go for something right there. Andrew Everett Irish whipped. Conley with a tilt-a-whirl right there. A swing and a miss. A swing and a miss. Folks, this is, both men know each other's moves so well that is a very quick counter for each maneuver. I haven't seen a strong strike hit yet because both men are able to dodge it. That is the acrobatics that we are seeing tonight on Midnight Mayhem. A strong forearm shiver, and Andrew Everett is thinking to go off the ropes. Caleb Conley catching him with a forearm shiver, and Caleb Conley going off the ropes. Andrew Everett going for a dive. Caleb Conley over top. Folks, this matchup is very interesting already. A huge springboard drop kick, and Andrew Everett is in the alpha male position going for the cover. Hook in the leg, 1, 2. Not enough. Andrew Everett still has to work on Caleb Conley a little bit more. Looks like Caleb Conley coming straight to his feet right now. A snapmare takedown on Caleb Conley. Caleb Conley taking a knee to the face. Andrew Everett dropping a beautiful knee to the face of the beautiful face of the Midnight Sun, Caleb Conley. Caleb Conley, both men kind of figuring out that this matchup may be a little bit more hard-hitting than you would originally have thought. Caleb Conley, Andrew Everett both fighting on their feet. Caleb Conley off the ropes. A beautiful head scissors takedown by Andrew Everett. Andrew Everett thinking about going for a high-risk maneuver right now. The fans, like the Pavlovian dog response right there, getting out of the way. Caleb Conley, Andrew Everett up. Oh, my God! Did you just see that? Caleb Conley able to block that maneuver by Andrew Everett. Caught him in the air, and we'll be right back, folks. You don't want to miss this matchup. Now when we went to break, Caleb Conley able to catch Andrew Everett mid-flip and stopped all of that momentum by the Chiva Kid. Chiva Kid getting up to his feet, kind of gathering his wits about him. He is figuring out that maybe Caleb Conley is a little bit more deadly than some of the wrestlers that I have wrestled before. He is the PWX heavyweight champion. Of course he's deadly, Andrew. Caleb Conley only getting a 2 count right there, going for a crossface. Maybe Andrew Everett is going to be taken out of here with a submission maneuver. You would think that it'd be a high-flying maneuver, but Caleb Conley has other maneuvers in his arsenal. Now, folks, you may see this in this matchup, but Caleb Conley has a maneuver called the O face. he ends each. This is his maneuver to finish off opponents. The O face. It's like a trapped arm Boston Crab. It looks very painful. Now, I guarantee you, if Andrew Everett gets into that, perhaps that predicament may be too much for the Chiva Kid to take on. Maybe he might tap out. I've seen a lot of great men tap out to that hold and that maneuver. Caleb Conley with a cravat neck hold right there. Andrew Everett trying to get out of it, trying to get some more momentum. And now Caleb Conley wrestling a very smart matchup right now. Caleb Conley knows that this matchup, if he takes the pace of this matchup and slows it down to his speed, which is still hyper speed on Midnight Mayhem, Caleb Conley knows that if he can ground Andrew Everett, that is how he's going to win this matchup. Trying to go for a forearm shiver, a beautiful kick to the face. Andrew Everett working up that momentum, going straight for Conley. Conley diving under, and it looks like Andrew Everett trying to go for like a power bomb maneuver, blocking the arms, a huge double stomp on the apron. Caleb Conley, oh God. Don't tell me that he's about to go for this kind of maneuver right now. Caleb Conley up, over springboard moonsault, onto Andrew Everett. Andrew Everett's dead. I think he's dead, folks. That maneuver was devastating, folks. And Caleb Conley, please take a bow. That maneuver deserved every bit of accolade that he got. It looks like the American Tiger making sure that his buddy, his partner, the Chiva Kid, Andrew Everett, is still alive after that maneuver. Andrew Everett getting pinned right now. Andrew Everett jumping out at 2. Now, folks, American Tiger and Andrew Everett are a tag team here in PWX. We're going to see them wrestle in a couple weeks as they take on in a fatal 4-way of sorts of tag teams, going for that PWX Tag Team Championship, currently held by John Schuyler and, of course, the Man Scout Jake Manning. A body scissors applied by Caleb Conley. Andrew Everett trying to get those great PWX Midnight Mayhem fans behind him, fighting back with a few back elbows to the side of the head of Caleb Conley. Andrew Everett going straight to his feet. And it looks like Caleb Conley going straight back to Andrew Everett. Andrew Everett being Irish whipped, reversed Caleb Conley up top. Andrew Everett scouted it out, caught him, and taken a huge forearm shiver to the face. No, don't tell me you're going to go for a suplex outside the ring, folks. Andrew Everett too smart for that maneuver. Fighting back, able to get out of it. Caleb Conley. Andrew Everett fighting on the ring apron. It looks like a big back body drop, but Andrew Everett fighting out of that one. That maneuver. Going for the catch, going for a kick right there, missing it. Caleb Conley decking Andrew Everett in the face. Caleb Conley going up top. Springboard moonsault, and he's going for the win right now, 2, 3. Not enough. Caleb Conley getting Andrew Everett kicking out at 2. Folks, this matchup is amazing so far. Some interesting things, some interesting storylines developing in this matchup. Caleb Conley, a very fast-paced high flyer. Andrew Everett, a very fast-paced high flyer. Both of these men are giving it their all in that ring right now, and it looks like Andrew Everett is showing that not only is he a high flyer, but he's a tough SOB when it comes to professional wrestling as well. Caleb Conley giving him all of his offense right now. A huge knee to the face, and Andrew Everett's still alive after that. He may be concussed. Uh-oh. Excuse me. Going for the roll-up. Andrew Everett out of it. A huge back elbow to the face of Andrew Everett. Caleb Conley, Andrew Everett, 2 fantastic wrestlers. Caleb Conley, a man that has wrestled all over the world, all over America. I recently, a couple weeks ago, I posted on the Midnight Mayhem wall a video posted by the one and only Mr. Number 1, George South. George South posted one of this professional wrestling video, maybe my favorite video I've ever seen. It's called Without the Mat. Now, these men held a wrestling event at a church in Charlotte, North Carolina, and you've heard of bad things happening to good people. Well, the truck that was taking the ring broke down, and these men had to wrestle a professional wrestling show without a ring. And the thing is, you think about it like this. They did it for a charity. They did it for these children in Charlotte, North Carolina that were not able to have school supplies, not able to afford it. And they said that we are not going to stop a show. Yeah, the ring is probably the most important thing in a professional wrestling event. But without the ring, I am not going to let these children go home without their school supplies. Mr. George South knew that these kids needed these school supplies, so he kept the match going. He kept the event going just for these great kids. 200 children were given a backpack and school supplies. An amazing man, George South, the man that retired Charlie Dreamer. Now back to this matchup, Andrew Everett fighting back. Andrew Everett getting a kick to the gut of Caleb Conley and a nice enziguri. Caleb Conley going outside the ring. Maybe this is Andrew's time for a little bit of high-risk maneuver outside the ring. Looks like Caleb Conley catching his breath. Andrew Everett, oh, he's going for it, folks. He's going off the ropes. Holy cow, folks. That is amazing. Did you see? He didn't even touch the top rope. He flipped straight over it. Andrew Everett telling those fans to get on their feet, get off their butts. Folks, this is only what you see on Midnight Mayhem week after week after week. You get to see some fantastic wrestling, some brand new stars that you won't see anywhere else. These kids are young and hungry and ready to make a big impact in the world of professional wrestling. Andrew Everett going back into the ring. Caleb Conley, looks like Andrew Everett gathering some steam behind him, going straight for a flying fist to the face of Caleb Conley. Caleb Conley, not quite out of the matchup yet. Andrew Everett going, looks like he's flipping straight over Caleb Conley, going for a German suplex with a bridge too. Still, Caleb Conley needs to be more careful. I don't know if he completely thought that Andrew Everett was going to be this serious of a contender for that PWX Heavyweight Championship coming into this matchup. Caleb Conley got him on his shoulders. Andrew Everett able to squirm out of it. And a nice suplex right there. And he's hooking the leg, and he's going for the pin. Now, Andrew Everett, Caleb Conley, these two men, similar builds, similar weights, similar wrestling styles. So you know going into this matchup it was going to be fantastical and fun to watch. Something a little bit different for Midnight Mayhem. Midnight Mayhem, we pride ourselves in making some of the best matches of professional wrestling in the North and South Carolina area. Caleb Conley getting kicked in the gut. Caleb Conley getting a head of steam. Beautiful, beautiful spinning DDT right there, going for the cover, hooking the leg. Caleb Conley trying to figure out maybe it's about time to finish this matchup off. Caleb Conley, a man who defended his belt in a steel cage match against the one, the only Kevin Steen, and won. Now, we're going to see that matchup in a couple weeks. You can find out more stuff about Midnight Mayhem on our beautiful Facebook page, facebook.com/MidnightMayhemCW21. Give us a like, watch our videos. Our webman, Wally Rogers, is the man who's going to be taking you week after week. Look at that flying knee to the face of Andrew Everett. Wally Rogers is going to be showing you the best of professional wrestling in the Carolinas, presented by Midnight Mayhem. Find us on Facebook. You're not gonna regret it. It looks like Caleb Conley's gonna go for something a little bit different right now. Fans are getting up and moving out of the way. They don't want to be in the crosshairs here on Midnight Mayhem. Don't tell me you're about to do a superplex into the audience, Caleb Conley. Don't tell me. Oh my God, folks. I'm gonna have to use my inhaler here in a second. This is a matchup that I'm losing my breath already. Andrew Everett springboarding, trying to get something, but Caleb Conley able to reverse it. Wow. Folks, Caleb Conley with the wherewithal to reverse Andrew Everett's springboard, and he's going for another pin attempt. Folks, it only takes 3 seconds to win a professional wrestling match, and Caleb Conley knows that going into that right there. What does Caleb Conley have to do to keep that PWX heavyweight championship around his waist? Caleb Conley getting those fans behind him, and like I said earlier, a mixed reaction for Caleb Conley. Caleb Conley, a good guy in the eyes of me and the rest of the fans, but the PWX fans not quite sold on the idea of Caleb Conley as the PWX heavyweight champion. What's Andrew Everett going to do now? Andrew Everett, holy cow, did you see that? Andrew Everett, flat-footed, jumped up with a beautiful Frankensteiner. Caleb Conley able to jump out at 2. That's amazing. The athleticism, the ups that Andrew Everett has, it's astonishing to see a kid that young be able to jump that high and have that kind of ring awareness. And you know, folks, it's only going to develop more over the years, folks. I think he may be going for a shooting star press. We don't see this that very often. Beautiful shooting star press. Hook in the leg. 1, 2. Caleb Conley, a man that is showing his toughness right now. He may be wearing the most beautiful, pretty tights I've ever seen in my life. I believe those are leopard print, maybe Louis Vuitton even. But he's showing that he may be pretty, but he is also a tough man in the ring. I mean, hell, he took on Kevin Steen. He has defended that title against many people, and he has kept that title around his waist. I think he's going for the double moonsault. Don't tell me that Andrew Everett is going for the double moonsault right now. Oh my God, Caleb Conley out of the way. Caleb Conley with the roll up. Andrew Everett out of it. A crucifix pin attempt. 1, 2. Andrew Everett. Caleb Conley. 1, 2. Folks, what does this matchup have to do to win? It looks like, oh my God, a face buster on the face of Andrew Everett, and it looks like he has finally got room for the O-face. This, folks, is the O-face. And this is one of the most painful maneuvers I have ever seen in professional wrestling. Andrew Everett using that core strength to get out of it for the roll-up. And it looks like Caleb Conley going straight back for that O-face. Folks, is Andrew Everett going to give up? Andrew Everett taps, or didn't really tap. But folks, thank you for watching a great matchup on Midnight Mayhem. Find us on Facebook and be sure to watch us next week. We've got a big matchup coming up. Thank you for watching.